This is my last video for 2025, and I just wanted to wrap up the year that was in mid-December and start looking forward to 2026 and what that might mean for me and my business and for me professionally, and to reflect on what it might mean for you as well. It's always a good time at the end of the year to do that reflection. So 2025 was a nine numerology year, and that signifies an end of a cycle. And I think it's about closing chapters and making way for some major shifts. And I think when I've been reflecting on that, it feels as if there's been a closure of sorts. I think recognizing that as a finance professional, there's that tension of balancing needs of the business to take climate action versus also meeting the businesses where they're at, the executives, the CFOs, the finance professionals, meeting them where they are at now and trying to navigate moving into mandatory climate reporting. So, on one side of the coin, we're not moving fast enough as a business with action to reduce climate impacts. And then on the other hand, recognizing that we always have so much to do. So, how can we actually take steps to get to net zero, to get to compliance, and then think about how do we get beyond that. So that's really been occupying a lot of my thinking this year, and I think starting to get some cut through as well towards the end of this year. I think also personally, it is the end of my seventh 7-year chapter. So I think February, my next birthday, I'm moving into my 8th cycle of my life in 7-year cycles. So you can do the maths. And just reflecting on what that means for me. I turned grandma 12 months ago, and what does that mean from, a woman perspective, and what does that mean for my experience and turning that into wisdom and being able to share that with others. So that's been exciting to go on that personal journey. And then in Future Value, I've been working with them, as you probably know, as CFO, and really starting to build mandated climate reporting, which has come out of the back of a product that we are in development on, which we're calling the Authentic Sustainability Measurement. And that really is a bigger goal around how do we create a measure of how well a business is doing from a climate and sustainability perspective, a bit like a credit rating kind of score. So we're building that, and that's kind of our long-term vision. But the shorter term vision on how to get there is actually now starting to realize that we need to educate the business. So whether that's the CFO or the executive leadership team or business leaders, boards, whoever it might be, how do we educate those to understand what does it mean to get compliant, and then how do we get beyond compliant and start to take competitive advantage and strategic advantage of actually doing the right thing from a climate and sustainability perspective. So end of November, I actually delivered my first mandated climate reporting training program, day one of 3 days in Sydney. So that was fun to actually build something and deliver that to a group of non-finance people. So that's another aspect that I'm now thinking about. If finance aren't driving this, then where's the rest of the business? Because head of insights and FP&A and operations, supply chain, procurement, legal, like every department actually is going to be touched by the mandated climate reporting requirements. So if finance people aren't ready yet for my training, then non-finance people could be ready for my training. So that's an interesting aspect to take into 2026. And then I'm actually thinking about recording my sessions so that actually it could be available globally on demand, to do a self-paced learning. So that's something on my radar for 2026. But also in future value, we have been busy in PNG in community and creating, continuing on the project of our renewable energy grid in a village, electrifying, I think, 32 villages in a region in PNG. So that's progressing, and that will be exciting to finish that and complete that in early 2026. We're also been putting together a huge model and strategy around 5 or 6 carbon projects over in PNG. So that's been exciting to build that model and valuation model, which we're out in market at the moment, raising funds on being able to really create those carbon projects, much needed carbon projects in PNG with community. So what does 2026 look like? I've been doing some research on, obviously, it's now a year one, the first year in a new 9-year cycle. And that talks about 3 words that really resonate with me: innovation, leadership, and bold action. And I think that is an exciting way to end the year and think about what's ahead for 2026. So, as I said, I've already built and delivered day one of my introductory course on mandated climate reporting. I'm also just delivered a 3-hour executive briefing to a major global bank on their mandated reporting requirements, and they're already been doing this for 3 or 4 years. So really starting to take that to the next level and being sector specific. And 2026, I'm also got opportunity to do more training around another sector in the energy sector. So that's exciting to watch this space on that as well. And yeah, it's going to be development on our authentic sustainability measurement product. So lots to look ahead to. And whilst also recognizing that the end of the year is a couple of weeks away, and slowing down and preparing for Christmas and holidays and family and all of those good things as well. So I wanted just to round that out with you and say thank you for your encouragement and your engagement with me during the year. And I look forward to more happy times in 2026 together. So I wish you well for the end of the year. If you're celebrating Christmas, I wish you a very Merry Christmas. And it's summertime in the Southern Hemisphere. It's actually raining today, which is actually really lovely, after a week of intense heat and also local fire, bushfire burning as well, which is pretty, yeah, scary stuff. Now that I've chosen to live in the bush, as you can see over my right shoulder here, it's beautiful, but it comes with its own dangers as well. So anyway, I wanted to say au revoir and see you in the new year. Bye.